Hey, Miami sports fans. Stop by Caneswear today at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. And check out their awesome merchandise selection of your favorite South Florida sports teams. From the Miami Dolphins, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, Florida Panthers, and Inter Miami, they've got it all. Celebrate your favorite team and show off your fandom with their beautiful team starter jackets, killer-looking helmets, team jerseys, cool shirts, and more. And if you're out of town or out of state, no worries. Go to caneswear.com and find everything they have on their site. Select what you want, and they will ship your gear to you. Anything over $99 is shipped for free. Don't wait. Stop at Caneswear today.
It's back. The green is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm your host, Bobby Fins Talk, joined always, but not right now, by Fish Tank Hank, who seems to be on delay, but we will see if and when he pops in. But other than that, hello, everyone. Got another edition here. Aladino already in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone watching, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we appreciate you watching. If you're on anything other than YouTube, hop on over and join us. Oh, hold on. Here he is. Kathleen in the house. Ender. Let's bring in Fish Tank. There he is. What's up, big guy? What are you doing?
I'm out and about again, so it took me an extra minute or two to catch up, man.
That's all right. You're having fun, brother. It's all good. I was like, all right, I'll start this off. I know he'll pop in eventually. But all right, we just got started, my man. But everyone tuning in, awesome. So much to talk about. This is going to be a fun show. Fish Tank and I have done this for a couple of years now with this type of over and under, and we've had fun doing this. And just to talk about, a lot of people wondering, how's this season going to be different? A lot of people bringing up about, when they're talking about the quarterback Tua, he's not having thrown over 30 touchdowns. Can Tyreek run, do over 2,000 yards? How many wins are the Dolphins going to have? Today's the day that Fish Tank and I kind of talk about that. If we believe, will they go over or under? And we want you guys to participate. And after the questions are done, if you have any over and unders you would like Hank and I to do in regards of NFL or Dolphins, throw it out in the comments. Also, we'll discuss Connor Williams. We got the report. Connor is ready. He's looking good. He's entertaining. He's having discussions with teams. Should Miami bring him back? We're going to touch on all that. But before all that, let's talk to the man of the hour, the man with the power, Fish Tank. Hank, how you doing, sir? How's your week?
I'm hot, so I'm going to try to start my car and see if it messes up my phone.
Okay, go ahead.
There we go.
Yeah, it's hot in Florida, man. It's hot in Tennessee.
Yeah, well, I'm at the casino right now.
Of course you are. There you go.
Well, I'm not supposed to be, but I am.
That's all right. Got to have some fun, my brother. So how's your week so far, my man?
My week so far has been good. We have an open house going at my place. So they're trying to, because the market kind of slowed down where I'm at. So,
yeah.
That and, there's a lot of pricing wars going on, and I'm just sitting there waiting for everything to flush out.
I got you. So you're out. So you have an excuse to go to the casino. They're looking at your house, so you need to go do something.
I need to go do something. So yeah, I came here. I got my little light on now.
There you go. You're all set. You're all out there. All right, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and fix this up here. Pop this here, and
You're
let's
gonna be hitting me hard with questions, though, so I'm getting my glasses ready.
Oh, that's right. That is right. You know it. And you're out and about, so you don't have that outline.
See
so
nothing without my glasses. See,
there
these
you
are
go.
prescription.
Let's see
So
here.
what are we starting with?
Dolphins over and under. So as last year's prior fish tank, we're gonna hit with some questions here, and you could say over, under, or about even. I guess
or as some of us say, over ender.
That's right. There you go. And Ender is in the house. Ender Cat for Life is here. So guys, put your comments
up, everybody.
in the comments there. Put what you believe Miami could do. So let's start with.
I cannot read the comments today, Bobby.
That's all right. I'll let you know as they come in. Excuse me. All right. The first one, which I've seen a lot the past few weeks, especially since we've been talking about Tua's contract. A lot of people love to bring up 30 touchdowns. He hasn't thrown over 30 touchdowns. Fish tank this season, Tua will throw 30 touchdowns. Over, under, or will he break even?
That's over, man. That's over. He's going to throw for right around 40 this year.
Really? 10 plus?
He's going to throw around 40.
All right. I'm with you. I think it's going to be over. I want to say the number. But I think you're at the 35, 40 between there. I think he's determined to get over. Cat for Life says over as well. I'm going over. I think he will get over 30 touchdowns this season. Now, Tua will throw for 4,600 yards, 4,600 yards. Over, under, or about the same?
Wow, that's a tough one.
It is.
That is a tough one, Bobby. Because, it's just not as simple as over or under with that, because I'm trying to figure the yak. Are they going to get enough yak? No. Under.
Yak being yards after the catch. That's what yak is, and that's something that Mike McDaniel talks about. That's very important for him and his offense. Cat for Life says under. Bleezy 38, over if healthy. That right there. That as I thought about this question, and obviously he got 4,600 yards this past season. He played every game. We would all hope that he would play every game again this season, unless they are, the record is great enough that he could say I could sit a week. But if healthy, I'm going to say he's going to be just about under. Not going to say he's going to throw for 38, or I might put a number there. But I'm with you on under. I think it's going to be just about under. I don't think it's going to be over 46. And that's okay. But just about under. Next one. He threw 14 interceptions last season, Fish Tank.
Yeah.
14 interceptions this season. Over, under?
Under.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said under.
Under? Okay. I'm with you on that one. I think it's going to be under. I think he'll be determined to play smarter football. He has some good weapons there. Obviously, of course, he has great weapons. Tyreek, Jalen, Achin, Raheem, Jonnu. Too many weapons to make any bad mistakes. I'm going under. He's going to get under 14 interceptions next season. I got to
bust out my Mike McDaniel Oakleys.
There you go. Cap says under. Bleezy, under as well. We go to the running backs. Raheem Mostert was over 1,000 yards rushing last season. Will over or under on 1,000 yards for Raheem Mostert this season?
Mostert's going to be under because I believe he's going to get injured.
Okay. All right. I'm with you on under.
Well, I can't say injured. I don't think he's going to do the full year.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that. For sure. Absolutely. I say under because of the running back room with Devon Achin, splitting carries with Achin, splitting carries with Jalen Wright. That running back room, which is good. I mean, obviously, he did it. He got over 1,000 yards. He had a monster year. I still think he's going to have he's going to be a touchdown machine in regards of rushing and receiving. But I think, and that's not a knock on him, I think it will be under, probably be 800 yards, maybe 900. I don't know, but not over 1,000 because you got to split those carries up between those two other backs and even a fourth back possibly. Devon Achin will have 8 rushing touchdowns this season, Fish Tank. Over or under, or about even?
He'll have over.
Over 8 rushing touchdowns.
Yes. I just think he's going to get the ball a little more as we get closer to the red zone. And because of that, he's fast enough to break away and actually get those touchdowns. So I'm going to say more.
Man, I was just saying Raheem
hard.
Mostert. No, it is. It is. I was just saying Raheem Mostert should still be a viable option receiving and running for touchdowns as he did last year. But I could definitely see Achin, if healthy, taking that role. Because, I mean, he looked really good last season with the ball getting into the end zone. And he's putting in the work this offseason. I'm going to roll with you, Fish Tank. I'm going over. Over 8 touchdowns rushing for Devon Achin. Tyreek Hill, year after year. I think 2 years now he's saying, I want to get 2,000 yards. I want to get 2,000 yards. But he closed out at 1,800 yards last season. Fish Tank over and under an 1,800 yards on Tyreek Hill this season.
Over.
Do you think he breaks 2,000?
I don't know. That's a tough one. He can. I think with the addition of OBJ as our number 3 is going to help him get more yards, to be honest with you. Not less, more yards. And I think he can get to 2,000. I'm going to put a bold prediction. Tyreek Hill gets his 2,000 this year.
All right. I'm going to flip the script on you. I'm going to go opposite there. I think because of the weapons, of course, you got Jalen, you got Jonnu Smith, you got Jalen Wright, you got Achin, who should be a more factor in this offense. You got OBJ. I believe it's under this season for Tyreek Hill. I think between 1,600 yards and maybe close to 17, but 1,600 yards possibly for Tyreek Hill. I think it's under that 1,800 mark for Tyreek. Now, Jalen Waddle had 4 touchdowns last season. 4 touchdowns. Over, under, or even?
Over.
I'm with you. Easy. I think it's over. I think he's going to have a damn good year this year. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown-wise, yards-wise, he's going to live up to that contract that they gave him. If he does that, that would mean Tua would be throwing 59% of the time again to Tyreek. If he goes over 2,000 yards, California in the house, breaking it down. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, California, Aladino in the house. Everyone participating over. Aladino says over 4 touchdowns for Jalen White, under for Tyreek Hill. Cat for Life, under for Cheetah on 2,000 yards. Bleezy as well says under. Over for Achin on the 8 touchdowns. Bleezy says Achin may get those special teams Ds too. Absolutely. Well, the way Timothy Washington in the house fins up, brother. Thank you for watching. No, that's the thing about this season too, is that a lot of our star players are going to get more opportunities on special teams with the new special team rules. So you're not wrong in regards of Achin. We could see that going down. That stuff was wild last night, Cap, on the tailgate. So I'm sure it was. It usually is wild over there on the Fins tailgate. I wasn't tuning in. I was watching the Panthers game, crying. They've dropped Game 6, so it's going to Game 7 back in Sawgrass in Fort Lauderdale. Geez. So hopefully, I told my wife already, Fish Tank. This is going off topic here, but so I've always wanted a Panthers jersey, and I started looking for one because I've never had one. I have shirts and stuff, and the one I've always liked is that powder blue, and my mother actually found one in a thrift store down there, and she sent it up, and I was so excited, man. The Panthers were up 3-0, got this jersey, wore it that first game when we were going to sweep. They lose the next one. I haven't worn it since, but they lose this one. I'm telling you right now, I told my wife, Game 7, I am taking this jersey and putting it outside. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to love it. But I'm going to put it outside for Game 7. Hopefully we get it. It says Finstanza is in the house somewhere in the background. Let me see if he's actually there. Fish Tank. He is hijacking the show, it looks like. Unless he's just playing around. Finn Stanza, you there?
Of course I'm there.
What are you doing, man? Hijacking the show. What are you doing?
I just want to say hi to my father who abandoned me and to my brother who I never speak to anymore.
You're so dramatic.
Junior.
What's up, beautiful?
Junior.
What?
You be nice.
Why am I not being nice? I'm going to meet. I don't want to hide
now
you.
you're taking me out of the
I'm
stream.
hiding myself again.
Wow. He just booted you out of the show,
Never.
Fish Tank.
Right. Talk about a choke, eh? Oh, boy.
Man, talk about rude. Oh, my goodness.
Evan, I got to ask you, man. He's a peeper. Okay, so you're hearing these over and unders. You know,
I haven't heard any of them yet. I actually just jumped on because I want to say hi, so I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay, so let me run this down for you. I'll let you answer quick, and then Hank and I will get back to towards the end here.
Sure.
Tua will throw for 30 touchdowns. Over, under, or about the same? Even.
Over.
All right. Tua will throw for 4,600 yards. Over, under, or even? Ooh, okay, right with us. Tua will throw for 14 interceptions. Over, under, even?
Over.
Really? So there's the difference right there. Got an over on the interceptions. Raheem Mostert will have 1,000 yards rushing this season. Over, under, or even? Under. Devon Achane will have 8 rushing touchdowns.
Over.
Tyreek Hill will have 1,800 yards receiving.
Under.
Jalen Waddle will have 4 touchdowns receiving.
Over.
And here we go, Fish Tank. We'll start with Fish Tank, Evan, and then I'll wrap it there. Odell Beckham will have 35 receptions. Over, under, even?
Over.
Evan?
For the whole year?
Yeah.
Because last year he only had 35. That's why he's using it.
That's right.
He'll have over.
He'll have over because I'm convinced this year, finally, for once, and that's why I love the signing, that if let's say they're winning a game, or Tyreek's not feeling 100%, or Jalen's not feeling 100%, they're going to sit him. I don't believe. I will make a prediction here that Tua will play more. Will play more games than Waddle, Beckham, or Hill. I don't see all 3 receivers playing all 17 games this year. I see Tua playing all 17 games. I don't see the 3 receivers. I don't think it's necessary because what have you both talked about? What have I talked about? We had too many injuries. If a game is not close, take all your starters out. Or if things are not 100%, you should have enough depth at all these positions with the rotations not to play them, because it's all for us. All of us, we've all talked about this. No, we're going to talk about. We're going to have our pregame show, postgame shows. Finn's talk today. Finn's bandwagon up until Thanksgiving. The moment Thanksgiving happens, that's when the season starts. And if we put too much on our players in the first 3 quarters of the first half of let's say the first 10, 11 games of the season, and from Green Bay on, we don't have our top players playing at a high octane level where they're ready to go down the stretch, we're in trouble again. We're gonna be at the level. Like, the one thing I must say for the Dolphins, even though they're upset what's going on with the Panthers, honestly, if the Panthers losing sort of takes a little bit of the pressure off the Dolphins, because what they're pulling off here, the Panthers is, because I'm a big hockey fan, as you know.
Yes, sir.
Is worse than the Yankees blowing it to the Red Sox when they won their World Series. This will be the greatest choke job I've seen in sports. You had this series. You had this series won, and you blew it. So for me, we'll see. But for me, the Dolphins, they have to prepare. They have to even them out. Like, I'd rather them be. I'm sure both of you will agree. I'd rather them be 11-6 or 10-7, healthy, going into the playoffs, or going into the stretch, versus pushing it so hard to get to 12-5 and win, and have the battered of injuries the last 2 years. The amount of injuries we've had in the last 2 years, we're literally hobbling into the playoffs every year, which is without missing star players. So I think they need to really balance it out. Like, I don't want Tyreek to get – if Tyreek gets 2,000 yards, the Dolphins don't make the playoffs. I'll say it right here.
Well, I think was it California who posted that? He said if Tyreek gets 2,000 yards, it would mean that Tua was throwing to Tyreek 59% of the time again. Which is true. We want that ball spread out.
Yeah.
We want the ball spread out. The next one is Chop Robinson. Well, and I would say over as well. I think over, just over on OBJ, I think 40, 45 receptions.
Yeah.
I think around that area. Chop Robinson will have 5 sacks. Fish Tank, over or under or even?
Over.
Over 5 sacks. Evan?
Over, only because I think the signing of Calais Campbell is, and I think that just the shoring up of what they've done on the defensive line now, we're not going to rush back Chubb. We're not going to rush back Phillips. We're for sure not going to see either one. I don't want to see either one of them before the bye, which will give Chop Robinson an opportunity, because I personally believe the defenses are going to focus their time on Sealer, Campbell, and Barrett before they even think about Chop Robinson. And Chop Robinson is going to have the chance to eat.
I'm gonna say even. I think about 5 sacks is the right number for Chop Robinson. Yeah, I think that's about even. I think I'm gonna go stick with the 5.5 is fair. I think I'll stick with that. I'm gonna break even on that. My first even of this questionnaire. Dolphins defense had a total of 56 sacks last season. Evan, do they over, under, or break even?
Over.
Fish Tank?
Over.
I'm with you. I got over 56
That's
sacks.
That's why I enjoy my pops. He's the best.
Cam Smith, a lot riding on him. A lot of eyes are going to be on him. We all know about the Vic Fangio thing, and we know Anthony Weaver. We got trust in him. Cam Smith has been putting in the work this offseason. He is dedicated. He is ready to prove the critics and Vic Fangio wrong. Cam Smith will have 1 interception this season. Over, under, even?
Way over.
He's
over?
Gonna be
way over. He's going to be part of this defense, whether you want him to be or not, Bobby, because players get injured, players get tired, and he's going to get his rotations in this time. And I believe that he's going to have over 1 interception.
Way over, though.
Yeah, way over.
What's way over?
That's doubling it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you slick. Okay.
How you put it.
All right.
How you put it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You should have been a politician. Evan, over, under, even?
2.
What'd you say?
He'll have 2, so over.
I'm with you. I'm on over. I don't think it'll be. I'm between 2 and 3.
They're gonna be in garbage time. They're gonna be garbage time where you pull in a player. It's not gonna be in critical situations. I can promise you that.
California asks, just saw we have 16 million in cap space now. Is that true? I don't have the numbers in front of me.
It could be, yeah, because
sounds like it.
Because Marcus May and Campbell both signed for the minimum. Like that, you got to give kudos to Chris Greer to bring in these veterans at this salary. And when and if they sign Tua, they're going to get more cap space. Like they can still they can go, if they really feel like it, just to have the depth. They can go get Justin Simmons still. They can go do a lot of I think they're honestly saving the money for the third person on your list, because I will be very, very disappointed if that player on your chart right there during the course of the show is not a Miami Dolphin. If they don't find a way to bring him back, I will be extremely disappointed, considering what's happening with Aaron Brewer.
Talking about Connor Williams.
Yeah, I think he should be your swing. You let Aaron Brewer start. He should be your right guard. He should be your guard. He should be your right guard.
Let me see if I can find the Dolphins cap situation currently as we're going here.
Last time I watched hockey, Gretzky was still playing.
I will say, last season, the Miami Heat were up 3-0, gave up 3 games, and went to Game 7 with Boston. Miami won, went to the final. Hope that's Florida. With Florida,
the problem. Okay, let me explain. So let me just give you a quick little thing. I'm a Canadian, so everyone thinks I should be. I should be cheering for the Oilers. I actually have this real hater thing that I don't want a Canadian team to win again before my team. So I'm kind of like that. The disappointing part of what I don't like about this particular Stanley Cup is, I don't know about you guys, the season is way too long. It's a mess. Like the fact that they're still playing on June 24th, when the NHL draft is on Thursday and they're not even having the awards there. This is the longest season I've ever experienced, and I think everyone is just drained. And I just think that Oilers have had an easier road than the Panthers, and I think the Panthers got a little too cocky, and it is what it is. But unfortunately, last night the game completely swung on. I'm sick and tired of replay. The replay has to be something egregious. Like I'm so tired of when they're measuring things by a literal hair. You during Dan Marino.
You're talking, that was horrible. That
even
was
in football,
yes.
What are the point of the refs? You're letting a guy in a booth using a protractor and a compass determine the course of a game. Are you kidding me?
The referee, they should be able to challenge a call, I'm not talking about last night, but even football, and it goes into basketball. The referees sometimes have way too much power where it's like, dude, it's like, oh, it's just that little bit of margin for error. It's like, no, you don't do that. This is a championship game, and even like for, let's say, Miami in a Dolphins, this is a playoff game, or this is a playoff potential game. You are taking the game out of the player's hands at that point. That should not be allowed. When there's a call that's egregious, or a call that even you have people going, whoa, they say, I want to challenge that call. I want this now to go to New York. I want this to go wherever the main corporate office is, and let them do this, and let that be the final call. That just goes for not just hockey or basketball, but also football. There's too many times where Hank is at Hard Rock, or I'm at home, and Evan's in Canada watching the game, and we're all going, "What the hell was that call?" We're all watching. We're not being paid the money to do the refereeing. These guys go to school for this. They train for this, whatever. But there's a lot of times where we're going there, and even we could see that's a BS call, and they go, "Well, that's it." No, there should be a challenge for the referees.
That's not even it. You're having if a coach behind the bench wants to call something, that's not even coming from behind the bench. That's coming from a guy who works for the team, who's literally staring at a video screen in slow motion. Like it's not even like if you can't tell by your naked eye that something is wrong, you should not have somebody staring at a screen for you who's monitoring the game like surveillance. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When is sport?
I will say for California, I think, and Evan, since you're not on screen, maybe you could check better. I think I saw 18 million in cap. Just to say that, I think it's 18. I think I'm reading that the way.
I don't think that's how I read it.
It was 18 with the post June cut, but I know with the 2 million here, 2 million there.
Oh, okay. So maybe it went down to 16.
Let me see what it is.
David Long.
Bonuses.
Going back over and under, David Long will have 113 total tackles. Over, under, breaking even, Fish Tank.
Over.
All right, I'm with you. I'm on over there as well.
Van Ginkel's gone.
16 million, 16,594.
There you go, Killer. So 16 million. Yes, something still can be done. Last one that's not on this list, but I thought I'll throw it out there.
You didn't ask me, and I think he'll get under.
Okay, under.
I think Jordan Brooks, because Jordan Brooks.
Yeah, Jordan Brooks.
I think Jordan Brooks is going to have 150 tackles.
Damn.
Did you see what he did in Seattle last year?
Yeah.
He's the best linebacker we got.
George, thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. Check out the Finn's Faithful podcast on all your podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple. I'm sure those are the main ones. Finn's, you please put George, put your streaming platforms under there so people could check you out. Great work. He does his homework. He fits right in. Very excited for his stuff. Over and under in this, it's not on the list, Fish Tank, and I know you don't see it anyway, so I'm just going to throw it in there. Tua will have a $250 million signing bonus, or a guaranteed. There you go. $250 million guaranteed on his contract. Over, under, or even?
I'll tell you what. You tell me when first, and then I'll answer that.
When what?
When will he be signed?
Oh, I'm saying that what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I'm asking.
I know what you're saying. I know. No, I think it's going to be before the season. I think, but by preseason, he's going to be signed. So.
You said he'd be next to be signed, and they still haven't signed him, and they signed a bunch of other people.
Okay, now we're going off topic here. Over, under, or breaking even? 250.
No. over, under, or breaking even?
250.
I think even.
About two. Okay, at 250. All right, Evan.
He'll sign 4 years
Over, under, or even?
of 250 guaranteed.
Yeah,
Under.
I'm with under as
It
well.
will not be more than 200 million.
It'll be over because he'll get paid at the end of the year.
I'll tell you this right now. You want to rant? You think Malloy rant? If he gets one penny over $200 million guaranteed on his contract, I will be the first person to be wearing my jersey inside out. If he gets one penny under that, oh my! Honestly, Stephen Ross must have been given, because I honestly think the person who's actually, it's not Greer. I think it's Ross. I don't think he wants to pay this quarterback. I don't think he wants to hitch his wheels to him for that guaranteed money. He will give him $300 million if he wants. It's all about the guaranteed money. They'd give him $400 million if they wanted it. It's the guarantee. It's the money that they don't, because if God forbid something happens to him, what happens then? That's most teams, right? God forbid something happens to him. Like, you say this right now. You look at Trevor Lawrence, got his contract. Worst case, if he gets injured, I know he's not great, but we'd all rather have Mac Jones than Mike White, right? Like, it's something about the fact that, I don't know. Like, even look at the Lions. They give it to Goff, but they have Hayden Hook. They have Hooker. They have something there. Like, the only team that I feel doesn't have anybody really is I don't really care about, like, if that's a good team, is the Chiefs, but they always find a way to make it work because he's a warrior, that guy Mahomes. But Tua, I think he'll play all 17, but I just don't think he deserves it yet. He has not yet proven to me on his own. If last year he would have won one game on his own, the Tennessee Titans game, if he would have scored that touchdown coming back after they blew it, like the first time they scored, or he would have gone into Buffalo. That last game we won the division. Do something. He has not been the reason why we won a football game yet. If he's done at least that once or twice, fine. He hasn't proven nothing to me yet. Is he a good? He's Jeff George. He's Jeff George.
I haven't heard that name
He's
in
Kirk
years.
Cousins. He's Kirk Cousins.
George. Wow.
No, I'm being serious. He's Chad Pennington.
No, it's okay.
Like,
whatever.
Chad Pennington has done more in his career with the Dolphins in winning us football games. Jay Fiedler's done more. Tua has been serviceable. He's gotten great stats, but who cares? How many people have had great stats in all sports and haven't won nothing? Right?
Nothing. I think it's under. I know Fish Tank would
Better
like,
be under.
or believes Miami is going to wait until they play out the year. I don't think Tua will allow that. I think Tua again will hold out.
Don't go getting off subject on us now.
Can I ask one about? I have to.
He went off subject. He went on a whole tirade, Fish Tank. He went on a rant.
I have to ask one over.
Don't go getting off context. Stay on context.
Can I ask one over under just the Fish Tank?
Yes.
I'm not even going to make it hard.
Oh, on Hank?
Okay, no. Over under 10 yards receiving for Tanner Connor. 10 yards
Tanner
receiving.
Connor.
Not even a touchdown. 10 yards. He gets us a first down.
I don't know.
I just have to ask you. I had to ask that question. I don't think he'll even be on the team. I think he'll be on the practice squad.
I'm going to say over. I'm going to say
over 10 yards.
15 yards. 15 yards.
15 yards.
What? I'm saying 15 yards. He's at least make a couple catches. Players get hurt. Players, sneaking a little here. So I have the cojones to say over. Let me see here. Is that the car, Fish Tank? It's mad at you?
Yeah, it got mad. It turned off. It said, "You're not paying enough attention to me."
Oh. Let's see here. I'm still here. I have something hiccup. All right, so the next point here. Well, Hank did it a couple times, so I said, "Why can't I?"
Because you wasn't smoking stuff.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Oh, okay.
Why are you in your car? Are you going somewhere after? More important?
I'm out and about, so I decided rather than me try to race home, I'd rather do it in my car.
Okay. But I did honestly come on just to say hi because I missed you, gentlemen.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and saying hi to us there, Junior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about potential trades, because Ben Strauss of Clutch Points released an article recently discussing possible trades Miami could make, and to round out its roster before the start of the season. Here's 3 names that he suggested. Halfback Javonte Williams of the Denver Broncos, offensive guard center Evan Brown of the Arizona Cardinals, and D tackle Darren Mathis of the Commanders. I don't know about names in regards. I know who Javonte Williams and Evan Brown. I know those guys. I'm not really sure with the D tackle, but if you're not sure on names, positions alone, Fish Tank, or is there any other player that maybe you say, man, wait, maybe the D tackle makes sense, even though they just brought in Calais Campbell. Maybe there's another player, but any of these names stand out to you, or is there any realistic player that you would like Miami to trade for before the start of the season?
Well, you could go with, the one we're waiting on, Connor Williams. You could go with Justin Simmons. I would like to see them sign him. I mean, there's plenty of people to sign as far as that goes. Brown, he'd be nice as a depth piece for our centers for sure. That would be nice to have him in there. So I don't know. I guess that's about it for me. I mean,
okay.
There's,
so nothing really on a trade, but free agency wise, like hey, Justin Simmons is still out there.
Not until after they start doing a little bit of their summer training and start losing people and gaining people, and people start to go through before preseason. They do their training camp. Then you start to hear about a few names here and there that'll pop up. And then, of course, preseason comes and they got to make all these cuts. And that's when that's when I start really, my ears perk up again for the names.
Gotcha. So, let's see, Finstanza, you're still in the house. Is there any of these names or particular player in a trade you would like to see Miami make?
I don't think there's any trades left to be made, because I don't think Greer's about making depth trades. I think he's more about seeing what happens with cuts, and that because like you said, look at all these great players. That's the one thing I gotta love, is that we're signing players for $2 million, $1 million. We're really doing that low hanging fruit type of thing. The only guy I mentioned, if Williams is now coming back, that's who I definitely want. But the other one, I want an experienced right guard. I would take Van Rotten. That's one guy who's still sitting out there. I mentioned on your show last week. I mentioned on my show I did a week and a half ago with Greg and with Brett. No, but for me, it's really the depth position on the offensive line, and maybe a little more depth at linebacker. I think that they have enough depth right now at the defensive line at this point, because you have basically all-stars coming back midway through the season. Like, they're pretty much going to win the trade deadline because they're going to have Chubb and Phillips coming back. Like, that's like winning the trade deadline without doing anything. And like I said, Justin Simmons, if he's available at a reasonable price, I'd give him a certain amount of money, because you don't know what's going to happen. Holland was hobbling last year. I don't think Needham is going to be capable of doing the job there. I just don't think. And when it comes to crunch time, there's a reason why you signed Kendall Fuller. There's a reason why you have Jalen Ramsey. Right now, I think the defense needs to have veteran. Like, I feel like last year we had the veteran coach and more of a younger defense, and now I think it's the reverse. We have a young defensive coach, and I think we need experienced defenders. So I personally want to go get a Simmons. I want to go get maybe another linebacker who might get cut. I'm not worried about our defensive line. I'm not worried about our corners. I would want to get another safety and another linebacker and another guard, and maybe another but I would go. I would look at more depth position. I'm not that concerned about. Honestly, there's enough. I just think if you look at because if you look, what we definitely need, and I think this is what's going to happen on our defense as an example, you need a star at every level. So we do sort of have that with Steeler, and you have either Phillips and Chubb, and then you have Brooks, but I think there could be someone maybe a little bit better there. And at the secondary, you have your players. That's how Baltimore worked. Baltimore worked. That's how Weaver has done it. That's why they went out and got Campbell. For me, it's really about just solidifying the guard spot, maybe, and getting another linebacker and another safety. The rest of, and like I said, I would like to see a quarterback fall, because personally for me, my actually biggest concern isn't about Tua playing through the season. I think he'll do that. It drives me bananas that we have like for me right now, you're going to hear a shocker, Bobby. I wouldn't stop Bobrovsky in Game 7. I think their backup could win them that game. So for me, I don't trust the fact that because we know this. Tua gets hurt, season's over. Doesn't matter what we did all season, which is driving me bananas. Like there's no depth at that position, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks who are serviceable quarterbacks.
That's why, again, if we had a legitimate backup back there who could start a few games, and then I would be all for, hey, let's see if we could wait it out on this contract. But because we have Mike White and Skylar Thompson. If Tua holds out during the season, we're screwed. So potential trades for me, guard, I'm all for. We need a right guard. If they can make that happen, that'd be great. I think 72 undefeated is on the money. He's in that ballpark of when he says Tannehill. I'm not saying specifically Tannehill because he's a free agent, but trading for a legitimate quarterback who could be backing up Tua, who that if Tua goes down or if this contract situation drags out, you have somebody that you can win you a few games until you figure it out, or when Tua could come back. Because that's the concern I have. Like Evan says, for me, if Tua goes down any point during the season, I find it very hard to believe Miami could win any games with Mike White or Skylar Thompson at quarterback. Do they have enough talent to do it? Okay, sure. But at the quarterback spot, that's the weakest link behind Tua. I think if there's any potential trade, if there's going to be a trade, I think a legitimate backup quarterback. Now, it could be preseason. Again, you think of what happened with Chad Pennington, who was actually cut. He wasn't a trade. But Chad Pennington was during that preseason when they traded for Brett Favre, the New York Jets. They cut Chad Pennington. He was available. We were supposed to have Josh McCown. They bring in Chad with Chad Henne, and the season goes off. Maybe there's a quarterback out there who is fighting for a job, doesn't win it. He doesn't want to stay at that same place. He's been at a place too long. He wants a fresh start. Trade him to the Dolphins. He's your legitimate backup quarterback. You see what happened with Jacksonville when Mac Jones and then Sam Howell, I believe in Seattle. You got Mitch Trubisky went somewhere here. Justin Fields went to Pittsburgh. Miami
went
needs
to Indianapolis.
Let me ask you a question, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question here. Okay. How long has Skylar Thompson been on the team?
2 seasons.
Third year. It's your third year.
Is it his third year or that was second year?
It's going to be a third year.
Third year. Okay.
Third year. I mean, can he run the offense? Yes. Can he run it as efficiently as Tua? No. But he's had 3 years under the hood, the same hood that Tua's been under, is my point. So I think he's a viable backup to keep us in games, to manage them maybe, but I don't think that he's spectacular, gonna blow it up and be accurate like Tua or anything like that. I think there's pros and cons to both players. And of course, Skylar Thompson is nowhere near Tua, but I think with all this talent, he has more than enough of a chance to win a couple games if need be. That's just my opinion.
You're going to feel comfortable throwing in a guy who's played 2 years, has gone into multiple games, has started at least 2 or 3 games, who is yet to throw a touchdown. He's yet to throw a touchdown. He's thrown interceptions. He's yet to complete a touchdown. He's yet to complete one touchdown.
If you don't have anybody else, yes, I feel comfortable throwing.
You feel more so with Mike White and Skylar Thompson. You would feel more because he's 3 years under. He's 3 years in. He's under this Mike McDaniel system. And first, he hasn't thrown a touchdown. We know what he did in preseason. We know that he played a playoff game. You would feel more comfortable with Skylar than with Mike White. And you say, hey, you know what? If we don't make a trade for a backup, we could potentially be okay with Skylar there. You could see him winning a game or two.
You're judging the guy on a few games in his rookie year. That's completely night and day 2.5 years later.
People are still people are doing
it's
that.
Not
to
the
Tua.
same
People
player
are doing that to
anymore,
Tua.
really.
People are still blaming Tua for how he played 3 years ago. That's just how people are.
Well, I would just say, I mean, I understand where Hank is coming from. I will say though, it's that with Skyler, it's the same thing as do we really going to trust him? Like you're saying, Evan, it goes both ways. You're saying, should we really trust him when he hasn't thrown a touchdown his whole career, even though he only played really his rookie year, didn't play anything last year? Or, hey, he's had 3 years, maybe he's going to be good. There's a maybe on both ways here. I'm not into the maybe with our backup. This team is too damn good. This team has way too much talent to rely on him. Maybe he'll be good or maybe he won't. Let's have him play and we'll see what happens. No, I think we need to have a guy that we know that if something goes down, if God forbid Tua goes down, we have someone who could plug and play. And we're like, you know what, Hank, at spending season tickets sitting there and Hard Rock, sitting there sweating his butt off, watching those Dolphins. He's not going to go, that's it. That's it. No, he's going to go, we have a chance. We have a chance because at least we have a good backup there.
But I'll give you a good comparison, the structure. And this is what
I would say we have a chance with Skylar Thompson.
Okay, I just want to do.
I believe you. I believe you.
No, Bobby, let me ask you a question. Balls on the 10-yard line. Okay, balls on the 10-yard line, and Tua nicks his leg and whatever, and we're playing the Washington Commanders at home. Okay, can you see like what Chad Henne did in that playoff game where they had to sit Patrick Mahomes for 5 minutes for a series, and Chad Henne took them down 90 yards, and it didn't matter if it was him. So it's also a product of the system. Has Skylar Thompson learned the system that works for Tua as well enough as Tua under McDaniel's offense? We haven't seen it yet.
Well, with that though, then I would side with Hank in regards if he's had 3 seasons under Mike McDaniel's system, and so if that's the case, then yes, I would feel more comfortable than him than Mike White in that scenario. I still think now I'm with undefeated. 72 undefeated in the comments as always, and I appreciate him watching. California's there as well. They should get rid of Mike White and bring in a vet that's California. And 72 undefeated is pushing Tannehill, saying he is a free agent and won't cost capital and maybe would open up the offense. I'm down for that. I am 100% down for if tomorrow they say they signed Ryan Tannehill, they release Mike White, Tannehill's your veteran backup going into this season behind Tua. I am happy as happy can be. I think that would probably be one of the most important signings of this offseason because of, God forbid, Tua goes down. At least you got a guy who could win you a game or two. That he's done it in this league.
Think he'd come back?
What?
You think he'd ever come back?
Of course he would. Money matters, and it's the team that drafted him. I don't think he's butthurt over.
I think honestly, he'd be a fantastic 6 wide receiver if he can't play quarterback.
Stop it.
That's what he played. He was a great wide receiver.
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
Connor Williams.
Grumpy Pops.
Adam Schefter on Twitter announced former Cowboys and Dolphins free agent center Connor Williams, who's coming off a season-ending knee surgery, expects to be ready for the start of the season and is in discussion with multiple teams about where to play in 2024. He plans to pick his new team before training camp. Hey, should the Dolphins bring him back?
Yesterday.
Of course they should. If he's healthy and affordable, you bring him back. If he's healthy and affordable, he comes back.
Evan? Oh, he muted himself. Wow. Okay. So, yes, I am 100% in agreement of bringing him back. When he was healthy before his major injury, top 5 center in the NFL in 2 seasons at center for the Miami Dolphins with Tua. We know about the snapping thing. That's not just on him. That's on the quarterback and the center. Whatever happened there, it needs to be worked on. I know we brought in Aaron Brewer. Aaron Brewer could play center or guard. Connor Williams could play center or guard. I always said before people say, oh, we need to find a new center. You don't fix what's not broken. Connor Williams was not the issue on that offensive line. As a matter of fact, when Connor Williams went down, our offensive line went down. I remember on the pregame show with Finstanza, Hank, when we were looking at the injury report before, and we saw Connor Williams, and I forgot who else was there, and Hank and Evan and I were talking about, man, what were the biggest concern? Who's the biggest loss here? And I forgot who Evan had picked. I said Connor Williams. and it showed. Connor Williams is a huge had a huge impact on this offensive line when he was in and when he was out. The Dolphins need to bring him back. They should bring him back. If he's healthy and ready to play, you bring him back. He knows this system. He knows this offense. He knows this quarterback. You bring him in because Aaron Brewer was not all that in Tennessee. Very good running offensive lineman, not good pass blocker. Connor Williams was a top 5 center when playing. You bring him back. Evan, are you there now?
I'm here.
What do you think?
Signed him yesterday. I think they screwed him last year. I don't love his snapping. That's why I'd like him at guard, but I think he can be a rotation there between him and Brewer if necessary. But no, this guy is a Pro Bowler if he's 100% healthy. So one of the best blocking linemen in the NFL. And trust me, if you don't want him, Dallas will take him back in a heartbeat. Dallas doesn't measure much of an offensive line. Cowboys would gladly take him back. No, you owe him. Honestly, I would give him the same salary. I'd give him 7, 8. I'd give him back his 6, 7 million this year right now. I would give it to him all guaranteed. I don't care.
There you go.
You owe him an apology for last year. You didn't because I'll tell you this right now. They don't lose that Buffalo game. They don't lose down the stretch. He would have made a difference on that offensive line.
I agree.
Down the stretch.
I agree. All right. So let's see. Let me look at the comments, see if there's anything on there that could open up for discussion before we wrap this up. Fish Tank is at the casino. He's chilling in his car. He needs to go play. Let me go ahead and check here, see what we got here. Timothy Washington. We should draft Clay Webb, left guard from Jacksonville State, and Tate Rutledge, right guard from Georgia. Aladino says, sign him, please. Sign Connor Williams. Finn's Faithful Pod, you can find on Apple and Spotify, guys. Again, check that out. The Finn's Faithful Pod. Make sure I'm not missing on anything.
Put on my belt.
Are you leaving the casino?
Yes, I am.
There you go. Timothy Washington says he thinks Tua will throw for at least 50 touchdowns. There you go.
Wow. That's
Cap for life. Yeah. Cap says Florida Panthers will win over 5.5 goals. I hope so.
Over 5 goals?
Yeah, 5.5. Man, it's been a struggle, Fish Tank. It's been a struggle. But anyway, Cap says, Fish Tank, take me with you. 72 undefeated. Anyone know the status of Connor Williams? Yes. He is coming off that season injury, but he is ready to start the season. He's healthy. He's in discussion with other football teams. So that was the discussion if Miami should bring him back. I think everybody agrees they should at the right price, as Fish Tank has stated. Fish Tank, any final thoughts?
Yeah. I think it'll be I think we're getting geared up for a great season, Bobby. I think this is going to be one of those offenses that only comes around every so often. I think we're going to be lucky enough to enjoy it.
That's right. I agree. Awesome. Then Stanza, hijacking the show, but we appreciate. We know you.
Hijack. All I did was come say hi.
All right. Yeah. You didn't just kick Hank out and pop your face in. But anyway,
I came because I missed him. Because I came in because I missed you guys. I could have easily gone to the comments.
I know. It's all good. Any final thoughts?
To be honest, you know where I stand. It doesn't matter what the defense does. It doesn't matter what the offense does. I have total faith in Anthony Weaver. I have my total faith in Jason Sanders. I even have faith in Danny Crossman. It all goes up to one guy who has to show that he's a true head coach and a true actual leader of men, who doesn't abandon the run game, who doesn't force feed Tyreek Hill 60% of the footballs. I expect every game. I'll make a prediction here. If your running game does not have a combined total, scrimmage yards of 2,500 plus this year, all told, then the season is a bust for me. I need to see But I need to see Jalen Wright. I need to see Raheem Mostert. I need to see Devon Achane as significant contributors to every football game as Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Jonnu Smith. I want to see a balanced attack. And if Mike McMorron, Adam Gase 2.0 doesn't prove me wrong this season, it's going to be the same old Dolphins again. It's just going to be another 11-5, 10-7 out in the first round. Because you know how you beat teams like Buffalo? You know how you beat teams like Baltimore? You keep them off the field. How do you do that? You run the ball. So for me, I don't care about anybody else. Everyone else will do their job. It's all about how the game is managed and how the game is called. That's what I want to see. I want to see excellent game management from our head coach. That is the linchpin of this season for me.
Absolutely. There you guys go. I'm just seeing Cap's comments now. Condolences to Courtney Dolphin 72. Her dad has passed away, so we send our thoughts and prayers to her, and we will share that with her. Cap, thank you so much. For everyone who's tuning in, thank you all so much. We appreciate you all, whether you're watching on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Like, subscribe, most importantly, as always, fins up.
Fins up.